Hello. How is everybody? I see that Princess is waiting. Patiently, thank you for waiting. All right. So we're gonna do a quick. Let me mute this over here. We're gonna do a quick introduction for everybody. This is a read-in for the Rocky Horror Picture Show readathon. Yep. But obviously, if you're here, you can just read. You could do sprints. You could write. You could reanimate corpses, whatever you want. So yeah. I'm gonna let everybody introduce themselves. Becky created this readathon and is really awesome. So she's gonna go first.
Well, thank you so much. Hi, Cait's channel. My name is Becky. I'm from the channel Coffee, Cocktails, and Books. And yep, this was my brainchild. I came up with the idea around the end of August, and I was doing BookTube beta with Merritt and a whole bunch of other amazing people. And Merritt was like, yes, let's do this, let's make it happen. And then we recruited these other amazing co-hosts, and this is what it is, and we're halfway through it already, and I'm so sad. But if people like this, let us know, because there's a very good possibility we will be doing it next year around this time too. So if you like it, let us know, and we'll try to reconvene for like a Rocky Horror, let's do the time warp again situation. So but yeah, and also on my channel, I'm super close to hitting a fun, spooky 600 themed subscriber milestone, and I have a reading vlog, like a themed reading vlog planned for when I hit that. So if you want to see that, if you want to see my dogs, if you want to see books, whatever, definitely consider checking out my channel.
Cool. My turn, I guess. I'm Allie, or the Book Confessional. You can find me on Twitter at bookconfession2, the number 2, numeral 2. I don't really have a lot going on, except that, my life is a mess. So I'm doing the best I can. Love you guys. Here to support.
What a mood.
Go ahead, Merritt.
Okay, so I'm Merritt. I look like a crazy person right now because I just got out of the shower, but that's okay. I'm over on Fictional Not Fantasy. I do a bunch of nerdy stuff, but also on Twitter and pretty much every other social platform. I'm at Merrittworthy. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on, but I'm way too tired at the moment to remember any of it. So.
You just hit a huge TikTok subscriber milestone.
Oh my god, it's still growing. I accidentally screwed up a TikTok video over the weekend. I only posted once on Saturday, and in that video, I said the word can instead of can't, and everyone got confused, so the video blew up, went viral. I have like 40,000 more subscribers than I did on Friday.
Gotta love mistakes.
Yep. We're just gonna roll with it.
Go ahead,
YouTube
Bella.
was like that.
Yeah, same.
Right? I am Bella. I am the Bookish Badger on YouTube, and I am at La Bookish Badger on Twitter. I talk about books and bookish things, and the only thing that I would like to promote other than that is this readathon. Keep on joining us for these read-ins. Keep on joining us for all the fun shenanigans we got going on.
Absolutely. So, yeah, I have to figure out how to work this timer thing, but what's everyone reading?
I am reading the Priory of the Orange Tree. This is my BookTube bookish nemesis. If you have followed my channel, I've been saying I'm going to read this book since July of last year, and I'm actually doing it now.
Yay!
Progress.
Love that.
Progress.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, those tabs.
Yeah. It's intense.
That's impressive.
I'm over here like I can barely read to begin with, like in all senses of the words, barely read. But I used to do that in college. I miss doing that, but I don't have the patience for it anymore.
Reading or annotating?
Yes.
Yeah.
All around.
Yeah.
That's why I'm reading Gemina. It's like just like reading conversations instead. It's like I'm spying on people's messages. No, I'm just kidding.
Love it.
I'm still reading Catherine House, but I'm a little bit further now, so that's good. I've also started listening to the audiobook of Disfigured, which is amazing. And I have a short story compendium on the go. I have commitment issues, and I don't like finishing books. So doing the best I can. That's just my theme for like this year. I'm just doing the best I can.
When it comes to audiobooks, that is like 110% me. Like, it's just like, I'm just going to start this. And I'm like, I'm not in the mood for it. I get like halfway through it. I probably could finish it in a day. And I'm just like, nah. A year later, I'm like, oh, wait.
Yeah.
Actually, what if I don't?
I finished one at the beginning of like this lockdown portion of our lives. And I literally just finished it yesterday. And it's not that long. Like, I was like scrolling through and I'm like, I only have 2 hours left on this? I'll do it. But like months ago, like.
I am still on The Martian. This has pretty much been my read-in book. I haven't been reading it like I read it more outside of the read-ins at the beginning of the readathon, and then I was just like, you know what, this will be my read-in book because I'm gonna use it for is it Antissa?
Yep.
That's read one at the beginning, then don't finish it till the end. Yeah, so I'm like, this will be my book for that. And I finished City of Ghosts on audiobook the other night, which I really, really enjoyed. And I started listening to The Savage Song, actually, just one Victoria Schwab after the other.
There you go.
And I also gotta sponsor our favorite app, Hoopla, because I also started reading the graphic novel El Defo on Hoopla.
That's such a good graphic novel.
That one looks so good.
It's really sweet so far. I like it a lot.
It's very cute. I like it. I'm reading still the middle game, but I just got this book sleeve in the mail, and I ordered a small one, and it's got gnomes on it because I love gnomes. Like, I have so many, you can't really see, but I have several gnomes. They're my thing. So I'm still reading middle game, but I'm there-ish now, which is almost middle-ish. Yeah. So that's
middle game.
Middle of middle game. And so we're making some sort of progress there. I'm also trying not to make too much noise, but I am because these sequins are noisy.
But I'm still cleaning up sequence from our show on Saturday.
Speaking of noise, if anyone just heard gunshots, I'm sorry. I don't know.
I'm desensitized to gunshots.
Yeah, it's like I live in Massachusetts though, so it's a little weird.
Oh yeah, that's weird.
But I do live in the middle of nowhere, so like sometimes it's okay. What the hell?
Yeah, I live in the deep south, so like.
Are you okay, Mary?
No, it's just so many of them. It's not even the fact that it's happening. It's like it sounds like somebody is just like filling like a revolver, emptying the clip, and then redoing it after like a minute or two. I'm like, what the fuck? Anyway, sorry.
I like you used a clip.
I talk with my hands.
Revolver.
Okay, like I just.
That's great. It's okay to use your hands. I use my hands a lot. I'm choking on popcorn, so if I cough, it's not COVID. It is me choking on popcorn. So I'm gonna pull up. I guess to get started, we can just do a 15-minute start.
Yeah.
And then between we'll chat a little bit and stuff like that. But I start off with short. My attention span is short, so we're gonna do our best. I'm not super sure how to share.
If you hit share screen, it'll let you share a tab.
Oh, good. Okay, that is helpful to me. Thank you. Let's do that.
Gotta take notes for Friday.
Oh yeah.
I was like, Q, can you show me how to use StreamYard tomorrow night?
Yes. Let's
It's
see
like
if I do this correctly.
very intuitive, so it's pretty okay.
Sweet. I want to do.
Yeah, if you do that, it will still like show it on our side, and then you can switch back to this tab if you want to see us, or you can keep the timer up.
Okay. That's what I will do. Actually, we're gonna do theater mode. How about that? So that way I can still see y'all a little bit, and then I might have to, well, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. That's what we're going to do. Okay, so I'm going to start at 15, and then hopefully it'll stop spazzing out right there. We'll see if it does. If it doesn't, you know what? Just go with it. We're going to read some books and do some stuff. So we're going to
not have a seizure.
we're just please, if you have epilepsy or you have sensitivity to flashing, I'm very sorry. I'm gonna try not to do that. But yeah, we'll do this. I'm gonna turn the sound off and everything. And so, if y'all have music of your own, go for it, play it. We can talk about it later because I'm into music. So let's just do this thing. All right. Let me mute. Okay.
Ooh,
I liked that timer. It had jellyfish.
that was cute.
I'm glad I figured out how to make it not like flashing over and over and over again.
How do y'all
No, I
like
gotta-
having a seizure?
Yeah, seriously. I was a little concerned there. How did I get? There we go. I fixed it. Okay. So how did everybody do?
Good. I got another 16 pages read.
Sweet. I got 10 that round.
I got more than I thought I did.
Same.
I also got 10, but I was like, I thought I'd only gotten like 4, but apparently I don't know how to. I have no sense of anything.
I got 6 or 7. I think it's 6. Because there was 2 pages that had like pictures of a bunch of people that I was like, I need to read every single one of these in like study faces, and I don't know why.
Easter eggs in there, Rainy Taylor's and Illumine, so that's why you want to do
I
it.
noticed that, and I was like, it's a coincidence.
I noticed that.
No, Jay and Amy said one of their book talks and on one of their Twitter posts, like they said there's at least 15. I think they said around 15 different people throughout the 3-book series that they hid in there.
That's so cool.
Really?
Huh.
That's fun. I remember when I read that and like the file name was Lainey Taylor. I was like, isn't that the author? And I got up and looked at my book and I was like, that is the author.
I was gonna say, I'm like, I would never get it. Like, I'm so like just unaware of like everyone in the world. Like, it's way over my head.
Well, how is everybody in their? So we see. Iggy said they're going between the Bone Witch and a textbook. Ew, what textbook? I mean, yay, textbook. Learning.
I mean, like,
Yay,
is it an interesting
studying.
textbook? Like,
Chapter and a half. That's good. I don't know. It depends on the textbook. I feel like if it's like a music history textbook, I would be interested. Like any like music psychology, just regular psychology, maybe neurology.
oh, nursing.
That kind of stuff. Yeah. Nursing. Interesting. Abbott. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a lot of good reading going on then. Okay, so where are we in our reading? Are we like in the middle, beginning? Is anyone in the middle of like an exciting thing?
People
Yes.
were about to escape through a hidden door because of treason.
Oh,
That's always the best. I love because of treason.
So
Merritt, you said you were in an exciting place?
I mean, I don't know how much I want to say, but like, I'm sure everybody here has read it.
I haven't read that one yet.
it's my
Yeah.
favorite of the 3. I don't know if that's popular or unpopular or not.
It's the Gemina's the second one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I probably would say it's good.
It's like the first action of the first big action of the story. And I like just stopped in the middle of it and was like, oh no.
Look at our timing.
I think ours is like, this one's like a little, this book is really like sort of slow, but like slow burn. But somebody was supposed to do something that they didn't do, and now she's in a meeting with the person who probably is going to get her in trouble. So I think that's like the most excitement we've had so far. It's like, oh no.
No.
It's not bad because it's slow. It's just like nothing really happens.
Yeah. I got you.
Stories.
Got you. Bella, were you going to say something?
Oh, I was just gonna say right now I've got a bunch of just astronauts talking to their families. That's what's going on right now.
Families. Sounds happy.
I mean, no, because like their mission just got extended. And the families aren't particularly happy about that, and they're like all confronting them, like, "Hey, our
Better get back
mission
from
just got
space right now.
extended.
I mean, what are they gonna do about it? I mean, they're in space. Find some like a place.
Come get me.
Yeah, you're gonna come pick me up. Hey, mom.
Mom, I'm scared.
My book's in a weird like. It's kind of. I'm. I don't know how to explain it. It's like in a place where like I feel like a bad thing is gonna happen because like this is a nice peaceful happiness.
Yeah, that's every other
I don't
chapter in
trust
Middle Game, I swear.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this is nice. Oh no.
Right. Especially with like the part that you were tweeting about last night, the part right before that, I'm like, oh, and then like I got to that part, I'm like, oh. Oh.
I have a question because I don't really know anything about Middle Game, but is it chess related at all?
I mean, one of the characters is like very chess obsessed.
Okay.
She's,
Yeah, I was just
so
wondering about the name Middle Game, right? Yeah.
yeah, there's
Okay,
the two main characters kind of like one's very math numbers oriented and one's very language words oriented, and the math one is very chess obsessed. Chess obsessed. Chess obsessed.
The name,
I mean, aren't we all?
yeah, the name also kind of makes sense when you read the book and then you kind of reflect back on it. You're like,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
It's on my
real
list.
good.
I'll get there eventually.
I love it. I love that it's got like a like long lost sibling kind of trope going on, which is it's not a spoiler. It's like beginning kind of, you know.
That's
But
the first chapter.
I have long lost siblings, so like I love. You don't see that, you know. I mean, you see that trope often, but like it's something that I'm like, I have that experience. I have a secret family, but one of my favorite tropes. But yeah, so do y'all want to do another 15? You want to do a 20-minute? What do y'all want to do?
I'm cool
Lots
with
of decision
20.
happening.
If we need to throw a
Whatever.
number out there.
Jump into it a little more.
Let's do a 20.
Go with 20.
Let me find a good 20. Okay, so the last one had jellyfish. There's a 20-minute with jellyfish, but let's see if there's another one with a nice, peaceful sensory experience. Like some magic. Ooh, that one's.
I like that we all have like different timer vibes on these live streams.
I'm like, I just went with the first ones I found.
Merritt went like classic timer. Becky went spooky, scary skeletons timers. Kate is going aesthetic chill timers. I have to decide what I want to do. I gotta be different.
Instead of the afternoon on Fridays, be like timers and like bookmarking some ones that look cool.
I'm jealous I wasn't like there for that. like just the spooky aesthetic sounds great.
It's still on my channel if like you just need like.
I've been planning on like watching it later when I need to get through some stuff, but I just haven't had a chance yet.
Are we ready? Let me
for some power reading.
Did I do this correctly? Okay. It's doing a spaz again. We're gonna. Oh no, that's my face alone. It was just me by myself. Didn't want that. Okay. So are we ready?
Yeah, very.
Yes.
Let's do it. Alrighty.
Yay.
How did we do?
Had 22 pages read on that one.
Good for you.
I got 11 that time.
14 for me.
I have to do math. Hold on. 17, and I just got to like the most confusing thing ever.
Love it. I got 16, I think. I may have done the math wrong. But do y'all move a lot when you read, or are you able to like sit still? Because I cannot do that.
I literally wound up completely like this. Like I can't sit like a normal human or still or anything. So
When I'm
yes.
in here, I sit normal, mostly because like this chair doesn't have a lot of wiggle room, and my dog is literally like right under my foot. If I put my foot down wrong, I will squish him. When I'm on my couch, I am like all over the places.
Yeah,
I'm
I
a pretty
can't.
I'm a pretty still reader, but my cat keeps like getting in my lap and then getting up, and every time she like does that, I have to adjust for her. And every once in a while I gotta stretch too. My problem was actually that like I stay too still and then my legs fall asleep and I'm like, oh no, wait, hold on, I should move.
It happens that when my dog goes into my lap, because then I can't move, and I'm like 25 minutes later, I'm like, well, there goes my feet for a day.
Well, goodbye circulation. It was nice knowing you.
What about people in the chat? Are y'all movers or stillers? Ben stillers.
Movers or stillers.
I always sit cross-legged, but I'm trying not to because my knee has been like messed up for like a couple of months, and so I'm trying not to sit cross-legged as much because I'm getting older. So I'm trying to like slide back a little bit, but I have this thing under my desk and I put my feet on it. It's a giant banana. The mustache. And so he's
What a
always
reveal.
under my desk, and I use him as a footrest. His name is Stefano, because of Gwen Stefani. So I got to move my chair back. And because he's a banana, you know. Anyway, so there's that. The other day, Becky, you were telling us prompts from the readathon, and we were giving recommendations based on those prompts.
Yes.
Do you want to give us a couple of the prompts?
Yeah, totally.
Do it.
So, I'm going to let's do 2 of them. Do you want to do 2?
Yeah.
Okay. The first one, I don't think that we did this one. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is Rose Tint My World?
I don't think we did that one.
Okay. So, recommendation, what we did last time is either a book that you feel is underhyped or needs more love, even if it is pretty hyped. But for the more obscure ones where there's like less options, just a book that you think works. So
sweet. Okay. So Rose Tint My World was really bad.
That is a book with theatrical or performance elements.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why I have all of these memorized. I feel like that's a little sad.
No, it's great. I just suck at remember. I almost said rememorize.
I have the worst memory in the world.
I'm good at some memories, but just for some reason, every time I do a readathon, even like the ones where I like make all of the prompts, I still can't remember. So performance element.
I only think of one book when I think of this one, and it's a huge spoiler.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
That is intriguing.
It's not at all.
I want to know.
I want to know.
It's a John Green book, if that helps anyone here. I think if you've read it, you would know.
I must not
Will
have
Grayson,
read it.
Will Grayson.
Oh, no, I haven't read that one.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting. It's the only one I think of when I hear this prompt, just because it's just like this a major part of the story.
Interesting. I'm very curious now. I definitely go for it.
It's If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. I don't know
Love
if
that one.
Yeah, I read it in the summer and it was amazing. It's like based around like a Shakespeare university conservatory or something like that. But, so the whole thing is like them just getting ready for plays and stuff, and it like blew my mind. It was great.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
If you struggle with Shakespeare, the audiobook is amazing.
Oh, that's how. Yeah, audiobook 100% recommend, because it's like oh yeah, super good.
Fantastic.
And it's like a little spooky mystery as well. So.
It's perfect for this time of the year. It's amazing. It's a little dark academia too, if you like dark academia vibes.
Yeah, clearly I do.
Wait,
like a theme happening here.
what was this one called? I want to add it to my to read list.
If We Were Villains, M.L. Rio.
I feel like I've seen it, but I haven't heard a lot of it.
Hardback Quarter hypes this one a lot. Has the skull with the book.
Oh, this is on my to read list already. The cover came up and I was like, wait a second.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm trying to think of one of the performance elements. I have two, and they're both. So I don't read. I can't think of like a non-contemporary that matches this prompt, and I mostly read fantasy and sci-fi. So I'm trying to think, and the only two I can think of two, and they're both contemporaries. And the only reason I read them is for when I had my Green Ribbon Book Club, where we read like books of mental illness representation, and one is Wild Awake. And I can't remember the author, but it's called Wild Awake. And the main character has, she's bipolar, but she mostly has like mania. And so she plays keyboard, and she like goes between playing string piano and then going and playing keyboard. And all she does is stay awake and buy things and play music. And so that's the one I can think of with performance involved. Yes. That's all I can.
The one that comes to my mind, everyone and their mother has read, but it's Daisy Jones and the Six.
Oh,
which
yeah.
I just absolutely love.
I still haven't read it.
Unpopular opinion. I don't know. Evelyn Hugo was my preferred one of the two.
I read Evelyn Hugo this summer. Was it? Yeah, I guess it was this summer for READATHON, and I really like that one too. I think I would probably pick Daisy Jones out of the two, but it's a really tight race because they're both very, very good.
What I realized, if you're more of a movie buff, you'll probably like Evelyn more, and if you're more of a music person, you probably would like Daisy Jones more.
That's a good point. Yeah. That makes sense.
I was obsessed with the 60s, 70s, like rock era growing up. So like I really connected with it. And then I went back and I read Evelyn Hugo after that. And I was just like, I just remember crying a lot.
I have a couple recommendations for this one. One I think everyone's read, and that, well, not everyone, but people that like fantasy, is Caraval by Stephanie Garber.
Oh God.
That entire thing is fantasy. My opinion, the second book is way better than the first one, but like you guide your baby step into it. Then haven't read it yet, but oh gosh, what's it called? It's the one I put on my TBR for this bloody challenge, and it's in the other room. As Dreams Descend, I think is what it's called. That's the Phantom of the Opera meets Moulin Rouge.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Those are words I liked. And then I read one last year, and I'm trying to remember what it's called, but it was basically in the trifecta of Daisy Jones, Evelyn Hugo. This was not by Taylor Jenkins Reid, but it was the theater version. So I'm going to double check my red shelf real fast and get a title on that one, because it followed theater. And a lot of people say gave them Evelyn Hugo vibes. And I'm mad that I can't think of what it's called.
I wish I liked Caraval so much.
It was such a polarizing book. I liked the second one. And diviners would work for this challenge too because one of the characters is a dancer.
Oh, was that the other one?
Yeah, no, that wasn't the other one. I was just like scrolling and that one came up.
I'm trying to think if I can think of any more. The only other one I can think of is "We Sold Our Souls" by Grady Hendrix. I haven't read it yet, but I'm gonna. And it's like this lady who's in like a metal band, and they're kind of washed up. She sells her soul to the devil so she can be an awesome rock band, basically.
That's super cool.
So yeah.
Also, Simon Versus has like a big theater kid, portion to it. And I feel like that's not something that's ever like talked about when people talk about like Simon Versus, is the fact that they're like doing a show and everything.
Yeah.
And when I read the book, I was very surprised and also very pleased. So I was like, yeah, high school theater.
The one I'm thinking of is City of Girls by Elizabeth Gilbert.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's one. And then also one of the Emma Mills books. Which one? What's the one that I read? Where are you? Foolish Hearts by Emma Mills. They're doing a version of Midsummer's in that book.
Becky's over here with all the recs for this one. All of them.
I meant to put a post of recs before the readathon started, which is why I wanted to add these to the read-ins in case people want to like do the bingo board after the fact, even if we're not like doing it as like a readathon still. And then the other one, this is a very subjective one, but give a recommendation for Columbia, so a fun book, and interpret that however you would like.
Oh.
Every time I just gotta like take a peek at my Goodreads list.
I'm like looking just at my shelves.
I have one in my brain. I am prepared.
All right.
So,
you want to start off?
Yeah, I wish I could grab it, but I don't like getting up.
Mood. Ankle, I'm not about to like.
Your mood.
So there's that. But it's called The Gigantic Beard That Was Evil. It's like a graphic novel of this dude, and he's like totally bald, but there's just one hair on his chin, and it doesn't matter what he does; it's always there. You can't, get rid of it. But then, and he listens to "Eternal Flame" by the Bangles a lot, which is great. So I listened to that on repeat the entire time I was reading it, and all of a sudden his beard starts growing, and like it doesn't stop. It just keeps growing, and he keeps cutting it, and it just keeps growing, and it takes over the city. So it was fun. But if you want something that's not a graphic novel, I would say Welcome to Night Vale, because I've just been like craving a reread of that one lately. So it's good. It's just weird. I don't know. I like weird books.
Any other fun books?
I don't really read fun books, apparently. I'm looking at my list and I'm like, no, that's the type one.
I feel you. My only fun books are like super weird ones. Like, I don't have happy books.
It's really interesting because like the one that's coming to mind right now that is fun, it's funny, but it's funny in like a traumatic way because it's this memoir of a woman just explaining her life, but she lived with like her dad who was like a taxidermist, and she had like anxiety as a kid, so she used to just do really weird things. But she narrates the audiobook, Jenny Lawson. It's called Furiously Happy, and she like owns like a taxidermied raccoon that she would like scare people with by like putting it places. So it's just a lot of like really dumb stories about her life that it's fun to listen to. That's the only one that's coming to mind.
Literally, when you said memoir with taxidermy in it, I've never read it and I don't know the plot, but I pictured the cover. I was like, I wonder if
the raccoon cover. It's like, yeah, that's it. That was her pet. She had a pet raccoon, and her dad's like stuffed it for her.
I love that.
I swear, if I had a pet raccoon, I would do the same.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like
naturally.
I would do it with this banana if it would stay upright. I probably shouldn't say that sentence alone out of context. So we're just gonna
Somebody just logged into the stream and logged right on out.
Just lost my Hoopla sponsorship.
Oh my god.
Bella, you got any fun recs that you want to plug?
I would like to plug the Bromance Book Club by
My
Lissa K.
favorite.
Adams.
Yes, I am.
Oh
such
my
a
gosh.
fan of the series. It's my all-time favorite.
I loved it so much. I want to read the rest of the series. It is about this guy whose marriage is failing and he gets pulled into a super duper top secret book club of guys whose marriages have like almost failed in the past, but then they use romance novels as manuals to fix their marriages, and they just roped this guy in to help him fix his marriage by like reading romance novels and like pushing him to do stuff that like romance novel guys would do. It is such like candy sugar chocolate coated fun. It is so good, so sweet. It is just a good hecking time.
It's genuinely funny. Like the Thanksgiving scene makes me laugh, and I've read the book 3 times already. Every time. Fantastic. The other 2 books take on slightly more serious topics, but they still manage to be funny while also like making me cry. It's highly recommend. Fantastic. Great.
Genuinely, pick. You're right. Like genuinely laughed out loud at multiple points.
So good. So I have 2 recs for fun books. The first one is fun in the fact that it's a bizarre concept, but the subject matter itself is not fun. And that is The Chain. It's a thriller novel by author I need to look up.
Oh, McKinty, I think is her last name, maybe? Hold on, I have it here, oddly enough.
Yeah, Adrienne McKinty.
Yeah, that's it. And this follows a mom whose child gets kidnapped, and she needs to kidnap another kid and then get that parent to kidnap another kid for her to get her kid back. And she's being watched like the dark web. So it gave me major Nerve vibes. Yeah. But like it's bizarre and wild, and like if you suspend your disbelief for a little bit, because some of the stuff feels like a hair too like sci-fi fictional situation, like a little too Big Brother, but like
I'd be into it because of that, I think.
It's fantastic. It was the first book I read of this year, and despite the hellfire of this year, I still remember it pretty vividly. It was fantastic, wild. It's so much fun.
Sounds like a really like pyramid scheme's gone wrong. Like
this is like the anti-MLM like model right here. Like you want to know why you don't recruit your friends? This is why.
Protect the children.
And then the other one is, let's just say the Brown Sisters series, if we like some romance. So Get a Life, Chloe Brown, Take a Hint to Danny Brown. They still have like some heartwarming moments. Get a Life, Chloe Brown had the best fight scene I've ever read in a romance. It sounds weird, but like the reason that the miscommunication happened and then how they repaired it was handled so authentically and realistically. It didn't feel like an end of second act trope that like, oh, they have to like have a fight for some reason. Like it felt very realistic, and it dealt with anxiety and fear of a partner leaving and what that means. So good. It also had some representation of domestic abuse where the guy was the victim, not the girl. So I love that. Oh, and that just reminded me, well met Ren Fair romance, and we love Ren Fair romance in this house. There's a sexy pirate, and that was everything I needed. I was in major hook.
What is Ren Fair romance? Explain this.
Well met. They work at a Renaissance fair, and a wife and a pirate form a romance.
I love that.
I think I just put that on my to-read list like last week.
It was so good. The sequel was meh, but the first one was freaking-tastic. And the pirate, if you don't get Hook vibes, like Once Upon a Time Hook, you're lying. It was fantastic. Highly recommend.
I'll have to check that one out now. I don't ever read romance, so I'm just like, well, these sound cool.
When watching Riley Marie, I have like added 95% of the stuff that she talks about to my list, and there have been some fun ones in there. I have some fun kinky recs, but we will save that for a touch prompt.
Oh, I have something for that. I haven't read either, but
Go
I haven't.
ahead. Let's do some touch prompts.
Oh yeah.
So
All right.
any recs for touch. This is a book with smut or smutty elements. So it could be like Akatar, which isn't smut but has like iconic smut scenes, or straight up smut.
I'm Googling.
Me too.
When everyone's looking, I will share my recommendations. The first one is more of an author, and that's Katie Roberts. The series that I started with her was the Wicked Villain series. It's loosely inspired by Disney, and so they're the Disney villains that like are all like connected to a sex club. So the first one's a Jasmine Jafar story, and there's a Meg Hades Hercules story, and they're all super queer and they're fantastic. So that's great. And the other one is called The Dare by Harley LaRue. This one is kinky, so there are some kink content warnings, but it is about a girl who meets up with like this guy who she accidentally got expelled from high school, and they meet up later and they play this game of, it's a variation on beer pong. Basically she loses, so she is his slave for the night. It's kind of like payback for basically getting him expelled. Both really great.
Interesting.
Cool.
Say it's kinky.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well then.
All right. Any other?
I've got nothing. I don't read. I apparently just don't read those books either. I don't like to enjoy the reading experience. It's all
Same.
like drama for me.
I want to be re-traumatized. I want my heart ripped out of my chest. But like, I literally can't remember any book that has like smut in it at the moment. I feel like I read Akatar. Did that have sex in it?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Oh yes, she says.
Oh
think
yes. Oh
I think
yes.
Uprooted might have.
Okay.
Sort
I
of.
read that one.
But so I haven't read this, but it's called Cocktails, the Cocky Collective. And so it was the situation happened in the romance community where someone tried to copyright the word cocky.
Weird.
Yeah, and so like this entire, like this huge group of romance writers wrote this giant compendium, and it was just limited time, like production or whatever, and all the proceeds from it went to like, I don't know, some creative collective thing. I don't know, some organization for creativity, something. And so I have it because someone gave it to me, which is funny because like I don't read that kind. That's not like my, but I have it on my shelf and it's just hanging out there backwards. So no one hates me when none of my conservative
No
family
one
members.
reads the spine.
Yeah, that's what I've done with a couple of things. Like we sold our souls.
Yeah.
But
Like,
you know,
like, what the nothing?
it happens.
Kid.
Does anyone else have any smutty references or recommendations? That's the word I'm looking for. It starts with RE.
I don't know if there are recommendations really, because like I've only read. I tend to also read things that just like tear my heart apart, or are just very like fantastical, magical stuff. Which actually brings me, the only thing coming to mind like is a series right now that I read in high school and middle school, which is still YA, but for some reason very just blatantly sexual from the start, which was the House of Night series.
Oh yeah.
It's about like vampires and stuff, and I look back at that now and I'm just like, this was written by a mom and her daughter and like 4 teenagers jointly.
I mean, YA goes up to age 18, so I have some stuff for the upper YA crowd.
Yeah, but it was like not marketed towards them because it was like during like the Twilight era. It was just so weird. But that's kind of what comes to mind. There's also like 13 of those books. So it's just like every like 20 pages, it's just like, oh, hey, they're vampires and we're gonna make this part of like the plot, and I don't recommend them. But if you really like trash vampire books, give them a look. but like they are trash vampire books.
Perfect.
I don't recommend them, but they're there.
I tried reading them, so like I was like going through them in like 7th or 8th grade when I started them. Stopped. Every like 3 years I would go back, but there would be so many of them that it'd be like I'd get like maybe a book or two further, then be like, why am I doing this again? Then 3 years later I'd forget everything and start over. I finally finished it like 2 years ago. I just bought every single one of the audiobooks and just didn't sleep until I finished them. I was like, I'm doing this all right now. Got through 13 books in like 3 weeks.
Oh my God. That sounds like me with the Vampire Diaries. I was on huge Twilight hangover back at 14, and this is like when we were waiting for Breaking Dawn. So I was reading the Vampire Diaries, and I was like thrilled, mostly because it's like at least the first book felt nearly identical to Twilight. Like I was able to find like some huge similarities. So I was like living vicariously through that for like the 8 books until Breaking Dawn came out, and then my little 14-year-old heart was crushed by Breaking Dawn's existence.
You know, I never finished Breaking Dawn.
I hated it.
I lent it. I got like 3/4 of the way through, and then I was like, I'm going to be a while until I finish this anyway because I'm just busy. So I lent it to my friend, and then he gave it to somebody else thinking it was their book once he finished it.
Oh,
I
no.
gave it to him without the dust jacket too. So I was like, dude, I have this dust jacket. That's my book. And he's like, no, it wasn't. It was her book. And I was like, dude, I never got it back. I never got the book back. So I just never
have
finished
the last slipper. Come on, man.
So I just never read the ending. But
If you see the movie, you're fine. It was a better ending anyway.
I don't remember the movie. Like, I don't remember that movie at all.
It's
I like
not-
barely remember any of the series.
It's on Hulu if you find yourself like with Midnight Sun. I did a full reread. Plug for my channel. That full reread's on my channel if you want to see me talk about Twilight for a way too bloody long. But after reading Midnight Sun, I just like rewatched all the movies, and I was pleasantly surprised. I liked the movies more than I thought I did. The straight guilty pleasure. Like let me clarify that. Straight up like 4 a.m. cannot sleep guilty pleasure. Trash.
I just like the soundtracks.
They're good soundtracks.
They're so good.
They don't have any business being that good.
I've seen the baseball scene, and I'm a fan of that.
I enjoy that scene.
I don't know which better. The Alice Legg or the Jasper Bath thing. I don't know which one is better or more iconic, but both of them are like.
I like. So when I read those in I think I read them in high school because I was in high school when they came out. I think. Am I old? But
I'm older.
Sweet.
I was in my 20s when they came out.
Sweet. That's like,
Goodbye.
No, I read them. I thought they were. The thing I liked about them is that I felt like they had, because they had like a power. They each had like a power. I was like, it's like superheroes. And then I got to the second book, and I was like, ugh. And then I got to the third book, and I was like, more superhero.
The only redeeming quality of Breaking Dawn was meeting all like the different like vampires from around the world and like learning a bit about those, and like that was the only part of me that didn't like throw it across the room, because everything about the Jacob side of Breaking Dawn is the worst possible choice, and everything about the vampire side of it is like the best possible choice. So it's like, why do these have to like coexist in the same world? Like, why can't we just like rip the good and like get
also,
rid of that?
why did we leave like the good parts to the last book?
Yes. Also, like everything to do with Jacob was like a bad decision. It's like,
oh my god,
let's throw in really bad Native American representation, and then also have him imprint on a baby, and also have him played by this guy. And then also, he's like really controlling and scary.
He forces himself on Bella, and then everyone laughs because she breaks her hand over his face, and her cop dad was like, he's a good kid, he's fine. I'm like,
yeah. I'm like, oh, okay.
Like, reading that back in the day pissed me off. Reading that now, I'm like, Stephanie, can we have a private conversation about this place, please?
Man.
I just remember it being on, and I saw him like when he was like the garage or whatever. I don't remember. And he was like angry, and I was like, I can't even deal with you right now. You're up here. I need you to bring it down. Like,
I've been saying for years, if Twilight took place in college, everything about it would be so much better because then instead of baby, it could be roommate. And now there's adults. And then being college roommates instead of siblings that hook up is way less weird. Like, everything about it will work so much better if they were in college. Also, her leaving to go to Rome. We're going on spring break, Dad. We ice. So she doesn't have to be an asshole to Charlie. I've been saying this for years. Missed opportunity.
Fix it, Becky.
Just rewrite it.
That'll be my legacy. I'll like do one of those like PowerPoint like videos of like how to save Twilight and like do like a whole like headcanon about why it would be better.
This just reminded me of this like old Tumblr post. It's not about Twilight. It's about the Addams Family. But it has to do with college. Where the Addams Family, to try to just like, make a little extra money and keep the house running, opens it up to college kids to like sublet some of the rooms. And basically it's just like, Gomez winds up, if he finds one of the college students studying in the library, comes in, basically just throws a sword at them and starts fencing, just like, to learn to just
on guard.
Yeah, so it's like, I was like, oh, there's a chem major who, like a pre-med major who's there, is just like, well, I guess I'm really good at, stopping in the middle of a crisis and then being able to just kind of snap out of it afterward because it's the only way you'd survive. And then it's like they find someone who's a lit major and they're like, oh, we'll put them in like the top room in the tower. And then you find the thing just correcting their papers when they're not looking, and Wednesday is like critiquing their thesis. And I'm just like, I need to see it. I need to see a bunch of college students living with the Addams Family.
I love that. It reminds me of those videos where the people like jump out at somebody and throw a lightsaber at them, and then they have like a whole battle like in a parking garage. Also, like this week at work, me and one of my work friends decided that we were gonna make it work like a spooky week, kind of like Spirit Week, but all spooky stuff. And so Wednesday is Wednesday Addams. We have to dress. Everyone has to dress like the Addams Family. So there's just everybody's gonna be wearing black. And I think one of my new coworkers is dressing like Lester.
Fester.
Did I say Lester? Fester.
I love
Yeah.
this.
I keep saying like chest instead of chess, and
it's a Monday. You good?
Oh God, it's only Monday.
Oh God.
Oh God.
You to bring down the mood, Becky.
So let's go to another spread.
Well,
that's right. That's what we're doing.
No, we're correcting Twilight. Another spread. Do y'all want to do another 15, another 20, another 25?
Let's do 25.
Ooh, we're working on moving on up.
We need for it for my Twilight TED Talk, so at least we can actually do some reading.
Let's see if I can. Oh, did I do this wrong again? Oh no. Okay, here we go. I have a song stuck in my head.
What song is it?
It's Blood on My Name, and the brothers something. I can't remember who actually that band was. It was on the Blacklist. They have there's a lot of good music on that show. Let's see.
He watched the Blacklist. He found a lot of music that he liked from that.
Yes, there's just so much good music on that. So like I just kept my Shazam out. I mean, I already have Shazam like on like a special thing on my oh, did this work?
Yes.
Sweet. I have it on a special thing on my phone anyway because it's just my job. So let's do 25. Everybody ready?
Ready?
All right.
Let's do it. I'm in a place in my book that
Ooh, that's a battery.
everything is very intense right now. Okay. I was like, no, not now. One more minute. How much did everybody read?
I got 26 pages in. Whee.
Nice.
I got 14 this round.
Yay.
Only 16 for me, but like I
Nice.
just started a new section when the timer went off, and it was like blank died, and I was like, wait, what?
Well,
What's not there?
oh no.
And I'm like,
Alright.
literally, figuratively, like
Someone died though.
Things sound exciting for y'all.
it was like super boring, and then like
I have a lot of feelings.
I desperately want to ask you what happened, but I know from where you are now, everything forward to spoiler.
I'm so stressed
So I
out.
want to know where you are. I want to know where you are so badly.
I'm like in a place where it's like, you know, like in a show where like someone forgets something and then like all these somebody says something and it's like a clue and then like they have all these flashbacks, my eyes are watering. And like and everything kind of comes together. This is a weird thing that happens to me, like when stuff like comes together like in a weird like way, my eyes water. I don't know. It's happened for like years.
Oh.
But you know how like they'll like see something and they'll like hear it in their head over and over again, and then all the clues start coming together, and then they just remember, they come have some epiphany.
Yeah.
How you doing, Merritt?
I read a whole 20 pages, but the main character just found out some very important news, and so there's been a lot of hiding from assassins. So everything right now is high stress. So I'm just like, oh no.
So we all have
Yeah,
fantastic
it sounds-
stopping points, it sounds like.
Which is great, because I was gonna say 9:30 is a good time to pack it up.
I am literally just gonna like roll over into bed and
same.
find out
Yep,
like what
same.
the heck happened.
I'm about to do the same.
I think all of us are just gonna just slightly move location and keep reading.
Yeah, that's probably what's gonna happen. We'll have to check in though, just to because I'm curious about everybody. We'll have to. Sorry, chat people, you will not be privy unless we tweet about it. We might tweet about it.
I'm sure some of us are probably going to end up tweeting about it.
I'm so stressed.
So, how many pages did everyone get total in this reading?
That was 20.
Done? I got 63 pages read today, so pretty sizable chunk.
I think I did like 42-ish. 40 something. So.
Exactly.
I think I'm at 35 this time.
Nice.
35.
I think I had exactly 50.
We love those nice round numbers.
It's nice.
I think I'm the only one where something wild isn't happening in my book. Like, something's definitely gearing up. Like, literally this whole set of sprints. It's just been a lot of gearing up to this big trip the main character is about to take. So I know that we're getting to some place that's about to be wild. But I haven't been there this whole time.
Allie, how many pages did you get read?
I think 30, 35, if I'm math, and I don't remember where I started, but not too bad, I guess.
No, I have, so we were talking on Saturday how this book has some Game of Thrones-y elements. So the Game of Thrones analog in that right now is the whole Sansa Peter Arya trial
Mm.
feels kind of like at that moment right now.
Good moment.
So
Very good moment.
I'm hyped to find out what happens.
How many pages do you have left in Priory?
I have 230.
You're so close.
I am going to try my darndest to finish it tonight because so I'm right here. Right here is part 5, and this is exactly 200 pages from the end. So I'm like, it's tantalizingly close. So I'm like, I'm gonna try to do it. I have to go grocery shopping, so I hope that doesn't keep me too long.
I love that 200 pages is like, oh, it's so close.
In the case of Priory, like it's so thick that it's like, oh, only 200 pages left. Finally.
Yeah.
Also, like compared, like the first 200 pages was like doing so much like setting up the characters, setting up the world, and weaving them together because we have 3 different locations, so we need to like start linking them together. Now they're linked, and I'm like, all right, how's this? How are we gonna do the thing? Because there's so far one thread that still needs to be connected. I'm trying to figure out how they're gonna do it. So I'm like, and then when it's standalone, I'm like, shit's gonna go down in these next 200 pages, and I cannot wait.
I'm excited for all of us. I love this for us. It's going to be a great time. I guess we should wrap it up so we can all go and enjoy our respective stress. I'm like really.
It was 40 pages. I finally managed to
40. Do the math there.
There we go. 40 though. That's awesome.
Good chunk. I like that I like these sprints. I feel like this is the only time I can actually like focus like fully.
These are great.
I'm about to go take a shower and then I'm going to read the rest of this thing. Whoa. But thank everybody for coming and joining, and I will let everyone talk about things that they want to talk about for a minute before we go. I have merch. Anyone want to check it out?
This time.
I have merch to be Bella Bear. And also, Goth Lit Club is doing a live show on Halloween at 1:00. Hopefully, still that's happening.
Oh, did the poll finish for next month?
Yes, next month's read is going to be The Ballad of Black Tom. Yes. But that's the other 2 are going to stay in the running for future stuff. But yeah.
Noise.
It's going to be good. So if anyone else wants to talk about things.
Yeah, like I said, I'm closing on that subscriber milestone, and I think just going off my analytics, it'll be next month, but I really don't want to push off till December because it's kind of I'm in the 600 number, so I think you all kind of know where I'm going with this. I'd rather that not be a Christmas video, but a November video. But it's coming as soon as I hit that milestone, and I am hyped. I've already read a couple of the books for it, and it's a secret TBR, so I'm not sharing the books. And so this is me begging for subs so I can do it.
No, Becky. Okay.
I got nothing, guys. Thanks for coming out. If I finish this readathon, I'll be lucky.
I think other than this, I just have a lot of NaNoWriMo stuff going on.
Oh,
so
that's something I'm doing with you. Yeah.
I'll be hosting NaNoWriMo sprint sessions on my channel on Sundays. I think we decided sometime at around 6-ish Eastern. I'll double check on that one because I don't remember.
We did say 6 Eastern.
Cool. And then on Halloween, I'm actually doing a convention panel for WebCon. I'm doing a little write-in, and then we're going into a huge back-to-back write-in session with Brianna, Margaret, Christine, and oh god, I'm bad at names. Hold on. But basically we're going to be back to back on people's channels, doing write-in sessions to kick off NaNoWriMo, and it's going into 3 in the morning, and it's gonna be
You guys are
a
insane.
long night. That was Bree from Hey There, It's Bree Bear. So that'll be a fun time.
That sounds awesome. I'm gonna have to go there in between the panicking about the NaNoWriMo.
Yeah.
Anything, Bella?
I heard for a second NaNoWriMo, and I was like,
NaNoWriMo.
so excited.
I'm gonna do it. Go ahead, Bella. Anything else you wanna talk about?
My YouTube channel, once again, is The Bookish Badger, and my Twitter account is @LaBookishBadger, and I would like to plug the reading that's happening on my channel on Friday, which I believe, did we decide a time officially?
Now it like the 7:30ish, I think.
Yeah. I was thinking about 7:30ish. Tentatively 7:30. We'll update later in the week with the official time. And that will be the last read-in of the readathon. So I hope to see lots of friends there for that.
Yay!
We are 5 people away from 100 on the readathon
Yes,
account.
we are so close to hitting 100. So we have 100 Transylvanians before Halloween. That would be amazing.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Would appreciate.
It'd be satisfying, you know.
That would be so great.
It would be.
We hit 69 right before the readathon, so we hit 100 by the end of it. That would just be beautiful.
That milestone was nice because I was just like, I'm at work. We're almost at 69. Somebody do this. And then within like 5 minutes it happened, and I was like, hell yeah.
All right, so our next reading is Friday, and we only have, I'm bad at time math. We only have until Halloween to finish all this.
5.5 days if you count today.
5.5 days. Yes. Okay. So we're all going to succeed as much as we're going to succeed. That's a true statement. Yeah, so there's that. I am going to go. So we're going to log off so that way we can finish our books and all that good stuff. So bye, everybody. Thanks for watching and all that good stuff. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like this video if you liked this video. And don't forget to let out the breath you didn't know you were holding. So...